was and still is my best friend.
Every college student deserves to feel safe on campus. For Haley Anderson, the 22-year-old nursing student at Binghamton University, that safety was shattered in March 2018. She was just months away from graduation, already had a job lined up, and spent her free time dreaming about her future as a traveling nurse.
Everyone needs to try on my glasses.
But someone she trusted, someone who couldn't handle being told no, made sure those dreams would never come true. This isn't just another true crime story. This is about recognizing real dangers that could happen to any student at any school.
Police in Nicaragua arrested her ex-boyfriend today. Orlando Tercero could be extradited now back to the U.S. for questioning.
Even worse, what happened to Haley could have been prevented if certain red flags hadn't been ignored. This is her story. Let's talk about who Haley really was. Born in '95 and raised in Westbury, Long Island, she was that friend that everyone wanted to have. Her mom, Karen, called her a millennial hippie because Haley was just straight up authentic. She did her own thing, rocked her own style, and believed in the good in people. You know those students who somehow balance everything? That was Haley. She was crushing it in her 5th year at Binghamton's nursing program. Yeah, she needed an extra year, but only because she got into their super competitive nursing school. She wasn't just acing her classes, but also working 2 jobs on campus. You could catch her making coffee at Jasmine's or helping out at the library between classes. And Haley had her whole future mapped out. She had already landed a job at an ER back in Long Island, ready to start helping people right after graduation in May 2018. That was Haley, always planning ahead, always thinking about how she could make a difference. Ask anyone about Haley though, and
Always the one who was the most sensitive and supportive friend ever.
The thing about Haley was that she could walk into a room full of strangers and within 5 minutes, everyone would be acting like they'd known each other forever. That was her superpower. The same qualities that made Haley such an amazing friend, her openness, her trust in people, her way of seeing the good in everyone, those were the same things that would make her vulnerable to someone who would use that trust against her. Haley was like most college kids, figuring out relationships and what they wanted from life. She had this thing with Kevin Ocampo, another nursing student. You know, the classic on-again, off-again situation. When people asked Kevin about Haley, he didn't hesitate. Did he love her? Yes. Did he see a future with her? Definitely. But Haley was being real about what she wanted. She told everyone straight up, right now, it's about getting that degree. After that, she had plans. Big plans. Not the usual get a job, settle down type of stuff. Her friends all knew about her California dreams. She wanted to get a hippie van, hit the road, and do travel nursing. Just living free, helping people across the country do her own thing. This also meant that a steady future with Kevin in Long Island was not on her radar. Nobody knew it then, but Haley's need for independence, her right to choose her own path, would end up being at the center of everything that happened next. Haley met Orlando Tercero at a party at Kevin's off-campus apartment. On paper, Orlando seemed like he had it together. He was another nursing student, he came from Miami, grew up in Nicaragua, and had that good background thing going on. His dad was a doctor, which explained why he was into medicine. At first, nobody saw any red flags, but you guys, we can be so biased when it comes to good background academic. His roommate Jesse said Orlando was basically living the typical college life, grinding through the week for those good grades and then actually having a life on the weekends, going out, having drinks with friends, hitting up parties, dancing. He and Haley seemed to match each other's energy. They were both all about the work hard, play hard life.
They were both compassionate, understanding people.
Things started picking up between them, and even Kevin was cool with it. He vibed with Orlando so much that he invited him to join his frat. They both spoke Spanish, and they had that Hispanic connection. For a minute there, everything looked like it was just normal college friend group stuff. But that's the thing about seemingly perfect situations. Sometimes they're hiding something way darker. From day one, Haley kept it 100 with Orlando about what she wanted. They could be friends, maybe hook up sometimes, but she wasn't looking for anything serious. But Orlando, he had a whole different script in his head, and that's when things started getting sketchy. Looking back now, the red flags were screaming. Orlando would just show up at Haley's apartment without even texting first. Everyone knew Orlando did it, but Haley, she made a choice that came from a good place, but ended up being dangerous. See, she knew if she reported him, he could get kicked out of nursing school or even deported. reported. Classic Haley, always thinking about other people's futures, even when they were literally destroying her property. But being kind to someone who's showing you that they're dangerous, that is not it. By letting this slide, the situation got worse. Sometimes the hardest thing is realizing that protecting yourself isn't the same as being mean to someone else. March 7th, 2018 started out like any other chill night. Haley was just hanging with her roomies, having some wine, playing board games. The next morning, Haley was gone. At first, her roommates didn't stress too hard. Haley was always doing her own thing.
We weren't super worried at that point because, Haley's a big girl. We don't need to keep tabs on her.
But Haley didn't ghost people, especially not when she made plans. The next day, her friends got smart and checked Find My iPhone. It showed her phone at Orlando's place. When they got there and nobody answered, they did what good friends do. They found a way in through a window. What they found inside, that's the moment their lives changed forever. Haley was just there, just lying in Orlando's bed. Josie's words hit hard.
I didn't know for sure that she was dead at the time. She just was so pale,
I was just numb.
Probably from his failed self-removal attempt. Here's where it gets complicated. Orlando had citizenship in both the US and Nicaragua, which meant Nicaragua didn't have to send him back to face charges here. But they weren't about to just let him walk either. They found him at a hospital in Leon within days, where he was trying to get his self-inflicted wounds treated.
Police in Nicaragua arrested her ex-boyfriend today. Orlando Tercero could be extradited now back to the U.S. for questioning.
Plot twist, instead of shipping him back to the US, Nicaragua said, nah, we got this. They hit him with something called femicide, basically murdering a woman you had a relationship with. That's straight to a courtroom in Nicaragua. Haley's mom, Karen, went first, laying out all the receipts about how Orlando had been stalking and harassing her daughter.
Did you know or did your daughter tell you if she ever had any problem in her relationship with Mr. Rowe?
Yes,
See,
that he would not stop texting her and following her and driving by her house.
Everyone took the stand. Haley's friends, roommates, and even Kevin, who was heartbroken beyond words. Imagine how he feels knowing that he was the one who introduced Haley to Orlando, and knowing he stole her from him in the worst way possible. Then came the medical examiner with the brutal truth. Haley died from being strangled, and the worst part, she was probably asleep when it happened. Orlando couldn't handle the fact that Haley was her own person. Think about that. He claimed he loved her, but he couldn't accept that she had the right to make her own choices about her own life. The judge saw right through him when she handed down that 30-year sentence. She straight up said Orlando killed Haley because he couldn't deal with the fact that she had control over herself. Like, imagine being so entitled that you think you can just end someone's life because they won't live the way that you want. Haley had dreams, she had plans. She knew exactly who she was and what she wanted. To help people as a nurse, to travel, to live free. But Orlando decided that if he couldn't control her life, she shouldn't have one at all. That is not love. That is the opposite of love. That is straight up evil. When you actually love someone, you want them to fly, to be their best self, to chase their dreams, even if those dreams don't include you. Orlando showed everyone exactly who he was, a coward who'd rather kill a bright, beautiful soul than accept that women have the right to say no. Let's talk about what we can learn from Haley's story, because this isn't just about what happened, it's about making sure it never happens again. When someone is giving off stalker vibes or showing weird jealousy, do not brush it off. That stuff can go from 0 to dangerous real quick. Your gut feeling when something feels off, listen to it. You are not being dramatic, you are being smart. Look at what happened with the tire slashing. That wasn't just property damage, that was a whole warning sign in HD. When someone is willing to destroy your things, they're showing you exactly who they are. And yeah, maybe you want to be nice. Maybe you want to give second chances, but not at the cost of your safety. Your support group matters too. Haley's friends saved the investigation by keeping receipts receipts on Orlando's behavior and checking Find My iPhone when things felt wrong. And when someone hits you with that "I'll hurt myself if you leave me" talk, that is not love. That is manipulation, and it could be a sign that they might hurt you too. Haley's mom, Karen, is out here making sure that her daughter's story saves lives. She is pushing hard to get people to understand what femicide is and why we need to take those red flags seriously. Because here's the truth. Campus safety isn't just about walking with your phone's flashlight on at night. It's about recognizing when a situation could turn dangerous and actually doing something about it. And you guys, nobody's education is worth more than your life. If someone is acting obsessed, tell somebody. If you see your friend dealing with someone who's giving off bad vibes, say something. Do not wait until it's too late. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Haley, as we remember her, this amazing future nurse, this daughter who made her mom proud, this friend who always had everyone's back, let's learn from what happened. Stay alert, trust your instincts, and protect yourself and your friends. Because at the end of the day, the life you save might be your own or someone else's. Hey, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below and let me know how you keep yourself and your loved ones safe. And before you go, make sure you like and subscribe. See you soon, yeah?